Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you're watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. Now, if you're not logged in, or if you're not logged in, or if you're not a member, you will not see the At the Bench link. It only appears if you're logged in and a member of Stunthangar Forum. Now, if you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That means the SMF is Smart Men Flying. That's courtesy of Jeff Riley. When you register, you must use your real first and last name separated by a space. You also must use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. Now, if you're inclined to not come in, but just enjoy watching this on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Now, if you're watching this live, you can actually put your questions or comments in the chat box over here, and I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. And understand, you only can do this during a live stream. So like I said, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Time. So come in at that time. And if it's not convenient for you to watch the whole show or hang around, I totally understand. This show runs too late for others and too early for some. It's depending upon where you are on the planet. So watch the replays like a lot of people do. But if you want to have a comment or question, you need to come in during the live stream and post that, and then come back and watch the replay at a more convenient time. Anyways, if you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host or the many building videos, contest coverage that Sparky does on this platform informative and enjoyable, please hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And share the videos, comment on the videos. All these engagements all help the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. And if you also would please consider joining Stunthangar YouTube memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. 17 cents a day. And you're getting access to, if you're a member only videos, and Sparky has a question and answer show for members only, plus our panel. We have sometimes former national champions, former world champion on the show, plus all the experience these guys have. I mean, 50, 60 years is not unheard of in our hobby. Sparky himself building these planes one after another, he has like 60 years experience. So for 17 cents a day, I really think you should consider supporting us. I'm doing it, as a matter of fact. So I'm not asking you to do something I'm not doing myself. I have the $4.99 come out of my own checking account each and every month. And so I'm just asking you to partner up with me to do this. Plus, if you want to support me, I appreciate it, because Sparky does use some of the super chats, some of what you do, but it's not enough. Sparky has to come out of his pocket. And I really think that's not right. I actually take pride in what I do. If you really enjoy what I do, if you really think I'm doing a good job, then show me with supports, with chats and super chats, and join up memberships. Because Sparky sees when the super chats come in, when the new members join, he can see which show the subscribers are subscribed to. So show me some love. I appreciate it. Anyways, this is Sparky's YouTube channel. This is not my channel. I come in here and do the show Monday and Friday nights, but I have my own channel, and it's called Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. You might want to check it out. I did upload 2 videos. There's a third one coming from the contest last weekend. Some pretty nice videos of some good stunt flying, and you can see the contest. You can see the judges and all that. So they're short videos, not like this. This video is a 2.25-hour video, but I'm talking about like less than 10 minutes. Anyway, so check them out. Subscribe there, like there, comment there. I appreciate all that. Now, I want to let you know that I hope that you guys can understand that I like this thing to be available to everybody. So please don't use words you wouldn't say or do around your children or grandchildren. I like this to be kids friendly, so we can get, matter of fact, kids are our future. We've got to reach these kids. And so I want this video to not be slammed in any way that is not appropriate for kids. So please watch your language, and let's keep, not that I have a problem, I'm just letting you know, keep it clean. Anyways, thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. I'm going to close out with I'm going to now post the link to the Stunthangar forum, and let me get this going here. Just bear with me 1 second. I always got to do this, so anybody who's seen this show before knows that it takes a little bit of time for me to get cooking with gas. So let me do this. There we go. That's done. And now I'm going to post a link at the Stunthangar Stunthangar forum. Let's see. There we go. Posted. All right. So now I'm going to go to the control panel and see how this is streaming. Let's see. I don't want to go there. Studio. There we go. Hope everybody had a good week. We're heading into the weekend. I went flying today with my friend Carl Reed, who sometimes comes in the show. He said he'd be in here later on tonight. And beautiful, sunny Southern California weather. The wind got up to 8 miles an hour, which I was kind of glad, because I get a chance to fly in some wind. You know, in the second round of most contests, the wind does come up, so you need to be exposed to the wind. You don't want to shriek when the wind comes up. You want to stand tall in the wind, and the only way you can do that is through dealing with it. Now, what we had today was not, the kind of wind that you'd want to not fly. It was not that bad, but it was blowing a little bit. All right, so I look here at the control panel. I see we have 12 concurrent viewers. Thank you very much for tuning in. Only 3 of you have hit the like button, though. Maybe there hasn't been anything that you like so far, but please hit the like button as soon as you start liking the show. If you find that you're in here for more than 15 minutes, you probably like the show, so go ahead and give us a like. And let me see here. Just bear with me here. I have this mouse that is it's a trackball mouse, and sometimes it's kind of hard to use, but I do like trackball mouse. Nice, but what's going on? Here we go. All right, great. All right, great. Everything, we're all set up. So anyways, let me just kill some time until someone comes in. The link just got posted, so I need to give them time to find it. I'm sure people are doing refresh, waiting for me to post the link. So I was out there flying today. Now, mind you, I flew at a contest last weekend, did okay at first place, actually. So the plane did really well at the contest, flew both rounds, flew really good. Come back home to San Diego, and I made a few changes. The judges, I had some judges tell me that when I was doing some maneuvers, the outboard wingtip laid down a little bit. So they suspected I might have had too much tip weight. I think I have in there, even right now, I think I have at least probably about 1.5 ounces in an SV11. That's a nice size plane. I think I might have had 1.75 ounces. And this is with the Spectra line. So with Spectra lines, you don't even need a lot of wingtip weight. So I probably was a little bit too heavy. So I took some out, and then that changed. It is so interesting how one thing affects another. I took the tip weight out, and then the line's tension went away above overhead and above 45 degrees. So I moved the lead outs back just a tick. I have some tick marks on my wingtip. So I moved it back, and then my second flight, I only got 2 flights in today. Second flight, I didn't lose any line tension, so I think I remedied that. But I was talking to my friend Gordon Delaney last night, and hopefully he might be. Oh, actually, he's going to be in here tonight because he's going to show us a thing I'm very interested in. It's you'll see it. It'll be obvious what I'm talking about. So, anyways, I was talking to him, and he suggested that I might want to raise my push rod on my elevator to change it from 1 to 1. I actually had already done that. I thought I was at 1 to 1, but I raised it a little bit more, and the corners are a little bit nicer. So it's just, I'm greedy. I'm so greedy. I mean, I'm never satisfied. So if the plane's flying good, some of them might think, well, why don't you just leave it alone? I don't know, I'm trying to find some more performance out of it. So I'll just try everything that I can to, what I do is I keep adding, or taking away, whatever it is, I do one or the other until the performance goes away. Then I go back one step, and then I figure that is maximum. But of course, whenever you change something else, then that changes that. It's just you're borrowing from Paul to pay Peter, and you're always making these trade-offs. So it's that's what kind of keeps me in the game. And you know what? The thing is when you trim a plane and you trim it better and better, guess what? It gets easier and easier to fly. I really think stunt is, pardon my French, is ass backwards, because when you first start flying, you're probably going to be flying the most difficult plane you ever flew in your life. And then when you get to expert and you're up in the upper echelon of our hobby, you're probably flying the easiest plane. I've heard stories of people flying other people's planes and coming back with the realization that the other person really wasn't all that good. It was their plane. Hey, John Miller's in the house. Big John. I was thinking about you either today or yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just thinking, you know what? I should say that Big John more often. Because I got Jonathan Karatis. I call him Jonathan, and you guys both are. Now, is your name actually Jonathan, or is it John?
Mine?
Yeah.
Mine is John.
John, okay. So I have John and Jonathan, but I was just thinking Big John. And Gary Sinclair, I gave you a call last night. I'm sorry if I called you too late. I'm 3 hours behind you, so.
Yeah, I might have been out to dinner or something too.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to thank you for that image. It
Okay.
looks very, very good. So, anyways, John, you're in here first. What you been up to?
Well, been busy, really busy. A lot of things to do, that I had to get done, like my volunteer work over at the museum, and I had some work with the harmonica, and I had some work over at the court, and all of that took a lot of my time. So today I just kind of laid back because I got it all done, and I got the weekend. So I'm looking at the plane and seeing if, well, it should be ready to start up. And I got this new stuff here.
Let me make it big here.
I showed this last week.
Oh yeah, very nice. New Spectral line. It's a different brand, but it's similar.
Yeah.
Very
anyway, I've got that, and I want to do some testing on it. It's 100 pounds, so I want to pull it to 50. Measure the stretch. I'll start out with like a 4-foot long piece. Measure the stretch. It's supposed to be 0 stretch, so we'll see. I think they might be optimistic on that 0 stretch, but nonetheless, it looks to me like it's pretty much the same thing as Spectra, but who knows what quality is.
Right. Well, let me know how it proceeds, because you said it's a little bit less expensive. So I we're cheap in this hobby. So.
Oh yeah, we are cheap. We have to be.
Yeah, we are cheap. Control line people are cheap. Let me get to Gary. Thank you very much for coming in. And how you doing?
Good.
All right, good.
Yeah.
And let me get to John Skukulak. John, I sent you an email or a PM. Did you get that?
I did. I just replied, and you have no reason to apologize. That was a busy night. It was a great night.
Yeah, but I was thinking that whenever Tyler comes in, especially if it's a school night, I will matter of fact, any young kids that come in this show, I'm going to I'm going to bring them up first, especially if there's a school night, so we can get some young people going. So,
Well, he's
I just
8. He shouldn't be up that late anyway.
yeah, but he was
But-
up. He's not in
But
school.
he was with Grandpa. We were up north at a cabin and doing whatever we wanted to do.
Fantastic. Well, I look forward to tonight and us getting together and finally get a chance to get a word in.
Yeah, that's not a problem. In fact, could I take a second right now and ask
Yeah.
John Miller a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
John, I have had a lot of success with your Uniflow clunk tank setup.
Oh.
John, you might be muted. I can't hear you.
No, he's not muted.
No,
Oh. Oh, now
Can you hear
I
me
hear
now?
you.
oh, okay.
Now I do. Yeah. You know, your method with the clunk tank that you've talked about and shown pictures of on Stunthangar, where you've got the fixed Uniflow line that goes to the outboard side of the tank, and I run mine about half the way back, middle of the tank on the outboard side. Is that what you do?
Yeah, that's what I did. And I'll tell you truthfully, I can't claim that as my idea. Alan Brickhouse took me aside one day about 1985 or somewhere in there. And he says, I was having trouble with the metal tank. He said, I always use plastic tanks, and let me show you how I set it up. So he took it back here and showed me, and I was hooked from then on. So actually, that's Brickhouse's method of doing it.
Well, the thing I like the most about it is you don't ever, if you start out close enough, you never have to move the tank up or down. You can twist that Uniflow line and turn it up or down, which is an effective movement of the tank. I love that.
I do too.
And the other approach I read so much about, and I'm wondering if I should try it, because some guys think it's the bee's knees, is where they solder the Uniflow pickup line to the clunk on the inside of the tank, so it moves with the clunk. But I've heard, well, some folks say sometimes that renders the fuel pickup line not flexible enough. But obviously it's working for some people. But here's my question. If you do that, don't you lose the luxury of being able to adjust the effective height of the tank without moving it?
No.
Well,
That's my question.
I would have to disagree with Gordy in that you don't lose it completely though, but you don't have as much. It doesn't affect it as easily or as much. Here's the other thing, and I can't prove this, but I believe it wholeheartedly, and that is when you tie the pickup and the clunk together and it's going up and down in that tank, that's basically raising and lowering the end of that Uniflow as it bounces around in there in a clunk. And to me, logically, it says that it's varying the depth of that the Uniflow is. So it's far easier for me to just do like Alan showed me and put it right there about the middle of the tank and use it to adjust it and be done with it, because it works fine. I know people that are doing it with it soldered or connected to it, and it's working fine for them. And, I may be full of crap on this. I don't know. But I do know that the way I'm doing it, the way I do it, works for me literally 100% of the time, whether it's open or whether it's muffler pressure. Doesn't really matter. I like muffler pressure because some advantages you get going up into the wind and away from with the wind.
Yeah, I don't use muffler pressure, and it works great that way too. It's so simple. But maybe Gordon can answer this. If you use that approach where you solder the Uniflow end to the clunk, and you have a run that's not the same right side up and upside down, what do you do? Do you have to move the tank, or what do you do? Or shouldn't that happen?
Well, I've never had a problem. I've been doing it for probably 20 years. And I've had excellent success. And just having that Uniflow follow pickup, it doesn't seem to hurt it.
But do you ever have, so are you saying with that setup, you're never going to have an uneven run, right side up versus upside down? You never have to adjust anything?
That's right.
Okay, so that's the theory there. You shouldn't have any disparity.
Right.
Okay, I see.
And the way John does it works fine too, except you have to go in there physically and move the uniflow up or down.
Yeah, well, I twist it from outside the tank. It's really simple, easy.
Yeah, that's what John does.
Yeah. Although I did think of this, when you twist it, when you make that twist, if you twist it up or down, you're moving the end of it away from the outboard side of the tank. Because it's, you know, it's rotating on a curve.
Yeah,
Right, but
but that's not enough to hurt it.
the effect, yeah, like you said, the effect is very negligible.
It just uncovers sooner in the tank run that way.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right, that's
If it
real.
uncovers a little, if it uncovers a little sooner, you get a little more power in your clover.
Yeah, not the end of the world. It's maybe good. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Very good. Let me welcome Gordon Delaney and Bart Kaplinski. How you guys doing?
Good.
Yep. We haven't killed each other yet.
All right. I know. I was talking to Gordon on the phone last night, so we had a fun conversation. They had me on speakerphone, and we had a good conversation. It's great. Excellent. Thank you very much. Let me make you big here.
Is that what you like?
That's what I like. I really like that. Yeah, I'm going to put that on Precious Balsa.
I'm going to fold this up,
Sure, that's fine.
and I'll probably have to fold the top to fit it in the envelope.
Sure.
And then we talked about my degree wheels.
Yes. Yes.
I brought one up.
All right. Fantastic. I got you as big as I can make you.
Okay. It's got this material, so when you push it on your elevator, your flaps, it doesn't scratch and you don't have to level the airplane like I was thinking last night. All you have to do is rotate this here,
Right.
wherever this arm is, you rotate that to 0.
Okay.
And then when you move your controls, this is what you're going to read.
Okay. All right.
And you just read the degrees and you go this way and just
I see. Okay.
very level. But
It works a treat.
that way you can tell I have 35 degrees of flap one way and only 20 degrees flaps the other way. Then you can adjust your push rod. And once you get that so they're equal, then you go back and I have 2 of these, so I have one on the flap and one on the elevator.
Wow. Very nice. Yeah, that's really interesting. I hope Bart can help me with that.
I'll have to see if I have all the material to make them. I know I've got the wheels. I can make those. I'm not sure about the base, but I'll check into it as soon as I get home.
Thank you very much.
I should be home Friday afternoon.
All right, cool. Very good. Thank you so much. That makes so much sense. I know you described it the best you could, and I could kind of see it. But that when you said spring, I was like, what are you talking about? The spring?
Well, it's really not a spring. It's just
It's spring steel.
oil that goes around brass bushing. You know, this isn't spring loaded. It's just
You gotta raise it up, Bart Gordon. We can't see it. Thank you.
it's got a little bit of solder down here for weight.
I see. Very neat.
So it's just the weight of that keeps it in line with Mother Earth.
Right. Kind
So,
of like a plumb bob.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you see how it doesn't change, but the indicator changes.
Right. Interesting. That's excellent. Thank you so much. It's amazing. And that's old technology, huh?
Well, second, he used to use it on real aircraft. He had a great big one. So when they set up a wing, like on a Cessna or Beechcraft, they can set the instance on the 2 wings with each other. And that's how he came up with the idea for the little ones for model airplanes.
Very good. Thank you so much. That is awesome. Let me see here. I think the next people that came in was Brendan and Angstrom. How you guys doing?
Hey, great. We hit Ed Waskey's the aviation show, the West Virginia Aviation
Oh,
Expo
very
today.
cool.
Yeah, and we didn't know how long we'd be there, but we got there when it opened at 10, and we didn't leave until 5:30 or so. We were there all day. It was something else, man. Let's see, we spent about 2 hours building model rockets right out of the gate, and there was a guy from NASA sitting there teaching us how to, all the science behind model rocketry and stuff, and we shot those off. There were some guys paragliding in. Angstrom got his hands on an RC plane, controller and stuff, and some guy had kind of a buddy system there with him to, make sure the plane didn't go into the ground or anything, but he got a taste of that. They had a free fly set up, with the rubber band planes in a big building. So got to that, and then the control line guys were out there as well. So we got some flights up with that. But I don't know. It was incredibly kid friendly. A bunch of colleges were there. We didn't know. I mean, it's West Virginia, so you sit there and go, yeah, I don't know what kind of stuff West Virginia would have like this. But there were tons of colleges there and Boeing was there, and just there's all this, and NASA buildings right around there. So there's just all this aerospace stuff right there in that corridor near Morgantown, Clarksburg, West Virginia, that we didn't know it was all centered there. And it was just a heck of a show.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm impressed. That's great. I shouldn't be surprised though, but that's great. Let me catch up on the chat box. Dennis Adamison, who was the first one in the chat box. He's a member of our YouTube channel. I can tell by the moniker next to his name. He provided us with a like. Thank you very much, Dennis. And then Marcel Legrand. He says, hi, Charles and everyone at Stunt School. Just been flying. I hope everyone is well. Thank you, Marcel. And thank you for the correspondence we've had on the internet. And then Gary Sinclair, who's a member of our YouTube channel and the monitor, is a blue wrench. He says like provided. And then John Skukulek, he also is a member. Thank you very much for your membership, John. Appreciate that. And Gary too, and Dennis also. And he provides with the like. And then Brendan, he says we'll be in momentarily. Have update from West Virginia Aviation Expo, and we started learning the old time stunt pattern. Very good. Very good.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, if you still got reading, go ahead. We're gonna give you an update on a little bit of flying today.
All right, cool. And then Terry Mitchell says, like sent, great to see everyone. I feel the same way. Thank you, Terry. And then Brent Williams says, hola. Hey, hola, amigo. How you doing?
Hola.
And I wanted to get back to the clunk tank. I saw a little wrinkle. I'm not sure if it was John Jordan or if it was Sparky, but the clunk tank you're talking about, how you have the lever that you can move up and down outside the tank. Well, when I do that on my profile, sometimes fuel in it, I bump it, and I'm afraid I'm going to change the setting. But I like what Sparky does. He has a tube coming straight out of the clunk tank, and he put a wheel collar on there, and then he just turns the wheel collar.
Oh.
So that's a little wrinkle that I actually am going to do next time I do that. Because I had the lever coming out, and that moves nice and easy. Not easy, but I can move it. I can bump into it also. But with the wheel collar, it would. I don't see how I would change that setting. So I like that.
Hey, Charles, that reminds me of something related to the question I asked earlier about these tanks. I've only flown profiles so far. And so I'm using a clunk tank against the fuselage. I'm assuming, does that system work in a full-bodied
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
plane also?
Yeah.
But you don't, it's positioned differently.
No.
You lay the tank down, right? Or do you position it the same way you would on a profile?
Yep. Whatever way it fits in there, that's the way you put it in there.
Oh, okay, whatever way it fits. Okay.
And then you always have that angled piece coming up. I start at it just a little bit down because that makes it up,
Yeah.
And go from there.
Got
You
it.
don't have to have it a very long lever there, and you don't have to crank down on that rubber insert, the ceiling cap. You don't have to crank down really, really, really excessively hard to make that difficult, and that makes that difficult to set. But you do want to crank it down enough to where if you bump it, it's not likely to move. You gotta get in there and want to move it.
Yeah. Okay.
Very good. And let me welcome Tryon. Hey, Tryon, how you doing?
Good. I'm here.
All right. What you been up to?
Not much. I mean, just continue painting on this plane, and that's it.
Very good.
That's it. It just it turns out very nicely so far. Not much to show because everything is maxed up right now, so it's kind of like it's looking like that right now. So
All right. I understand.
yep. So that's that. I'm thinking about just doing some fading, but I'm gonna use this. Just it's a piece of cardboard advertising I got in my mail.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna put it like this. It's not a mask, right? So you keep
Okay.
it away from it. So and as you spray from this direction, right?
Right.
Most of the spray is gonna go. Some of it might sneak underneath, but it's gonna give you a nice fade out.
Oh, interesting. I like that. Neat idea.
So
Thank
kind of you block of something and you spray in that direction, and it's just mostly over there. Some of it might sneak underneath.
Right. So it's not
So
a
you-
hard line. It's kind of a nice soft transition.
Yeah, and if you have some kind of a shape to it, because you want to follow some kind of contour, if it's a straight line, fade out a straight line or whatever, yeah,
Very good. Very
that's
good.
all.
Thank you. And then I think it was Mike Estella. Hey, Mike, how are you doing? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Hi, good to see you all. I was hoping I could find someone who had been to Warren's contest out in California.
Right here.
Okay, so I have questions about the Hawker Hunter. The Mr. Harris, is it?
Yes. Steve Harris.
Okay. So okay, Steve Harris. And that's an electric airplane, right?
Yeah. I think originally it was glow and he changed it over to electric.
Oh, that's exactly what I'm hoping to do with mine. So I guess if you got it to work for him, I'm going to have to contact him and get more information before I start tearing into mine because, I just want to make sure I don't screw up something.
Right. Yeah. Your Hawker Hunter is beautiful, by the way. I remember when I saw it, I was like, wow, that is so pretty. It was on the cover of Pampa, wasn't it? On the Pampa.
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2011, I think September, October, or August, September, something like that. It was after that Brodax of the June 2011 Brodax is when I had it out.
Yeah. I mean, you've always had some pretty planes. And
Thank you.
I feel I've gotten to know you and Jacobone and Midgley and was it Hampshire who was on there on the Windy videos?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
but you was a mainstay. You was always, you and Jacobone was a mainstay with Windy, it seemed like.
Yeah, well, we took a lot of razzing from Wendy, but
I guess that was par for the course. You had to be
well, you had to put up with that to study from the master.
yeah.
But yeah,
I know Ruben McBride had took the brunt of some of his comments too, because Ruben built a Strega, and he was really proud of it. If you're listening, Ruben, I'm trying to remember the story you told me, but you had just built a brand new Strega, and he showed Wendy, and then Wendy just found all these things wrong with it. Just one after another. You should have done that. Why didn't you do this? Right?
that can happen.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming in.
Well, thank you for the information. I don't have time to spend tonight, but I was just hoping I could find out something from somebody that had been there. I know you were there because I saw your SV11.
Yeah, and I posted 2 videos. There's a third video I need to edit, so that will be fixed shortly. But I don't have any video of Steve Harris. And the one that won was Tim Just. He won expert. Don't have any video of his beautiful impact. And but Lou Walgas, that Pentastar is so beautiful. And the plane that Anton built, that Hexel, which is a modified Strega, that engine, that's a Stalker 81. I think I say on the video, that has got to be the best sounding engine in all of stunt. That's my personal opinion. And I'm biased as I have a Stalker 81. But so I'm glad I captured that. But I would have loved to capture more. Even my own flight, I don't have any videos of my own flight or the video of my Padawan, the guy that I'm teaching how to fly and compete, Joe Mata, who took second in beginner. I don't have any videos of him flying either. So I'm glad I just captured those that I did capture.
Well,
And
while you're getting my report, I'll mention that we had a little contest at Middlesex last Sunday,
oh, cool.
and it was a gorgeous day. The winds were mild, and wind was not a factor for anybody. Not a big turnout, I think 6 flyers, and we combined everybody into one open class. And the guy who won, hands down, no arguments, no question in anyone's mind, contestants or judges, the winner was an intermediate flyer, Rick
Yeah.
Huff's older brother, Tom,
Oh, very good.
and he's flying an electric Nobler, and he kicked our butts.
Wow.
Very good. Was it an ARF or was it a green box Nobler? Do you have an idea?
I'm pretty sure it was a green box Nobler. It was built by Tom Hampshire. Tom was getting out of the control line stunt world and sold a bunch of planes, and close by to Tom and Bob Hunt, and then towards the end, Bob Hunt confessed that he'd been coaching Tom Huff,
Oh,
and it really paid off. I mean, you could just see.
oh, I bet. Yeah,
Now he didn't win by a lot. It was like a point and a fraction, but he won.
right.
Yeah.
And you win, you win.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, what did you fly? Did you
I
fly?
flew that ARF Nobler I was showing everyone last week.
Oh, very good.
Yeah,
Wow.
the Coast Guard version, and I got 3rd place.
Oh, congratulations. Great.
I-
Down on the podium.
Yeah. Well, it was. I put in a lot of time trying to get ready for it, but I really only had 2 practice flights with a new handle setting, and I was going for it on my 2nd flight, and I tried to fix a bottom, and I got a little too close to the ground and panicked, and I had a wild recovery. Didn't hurt the airplane, didn't touch the ground or hurt the airplane, but it certainly was. It was not as good as my first flight, so I think I was 10 points off the leaders.
What kind of handle do you use?
What was I using? I was using a Ray Cole handle,
All right.
and I had just moved to a wider spacing. I slowed down the horn by moving the push rod further away from the pivot, and I increased the handle spacing because I'm trying to find the controlled geometry that I want, so that my range of motion with my wrist and my arm and whatnot matches the way the plane likes to turn.
Right. I totally
Yeah.
understand that. Yeah.
But I just need to put more time in on that airplane to get comfortable with it.
Very good. Are you gonna go to Las Vegas?
No, I have no way to get an airplane out there since Greyhound quit doing that. Lou Walgast has 2 of my airplanes in Tucson, and he'd be happy to bring them up like he did last time. But he's got to go to a wedding that weekend. So Lou can't come to Vegas, and because Lou can't come to Vegas and bring one of my airplanes up, I'm gonna pass on it. But I was just talking to Lou earlier today, and I was saying, geez, I really should make a take apart airplane. And he said, it's really not that big a deal as we used to think it was years ago. He said, it's like, I don't know, 2 wings and 2 fuselage halves, I guess. And I saw Mike Lonicky take apart and put back together that Axioma that he had out in Vegas last November. And I was really impressed at how just took it out of the box and put it together at the field. He flew and he broke it down and put it back in the box when we were done. And he got, I think the airline charged him for sports equipment. They classified that box as sports equipment. So he got a good deal on the price for, transporting that box.
Right. I'm just thinking while you're speaking that Gary Gingrich is going from Arizona. I hope Jim Hoppins is going still. Just name a few. I think Rick Green came from Arizona as well. So there might be some other people. Did I mention Gary Gingrich?
Yeah.
Gary Gingrich, he has a big pickup truck. It could be someone else that could bring a plane or two for you from Lou Walgas.
I kind of made the decision because Ruben had accommodations for me, but I had to make up my mind a long time ago, and so to shift gears and do something different now, probably not in the cards.
Okay.
Then I'd have to rent a car because I was riding with Lou and Rick. We had a great time last.
I bet you did. Why? I was happy to meet you because I've seen you and then see you in person. That was great. But thank you. I think the next person was Stuart. Hey, Stuart, how you doing?
Good. Yeah. Actually, I got a question.
right.
I'm working on my twister here,
Yeah.
and I got a big gap in here. So I got to glue it. Best thing I thought was I made up 2 of these for top and bottom. And then I was going to slide it in the gap, and
Right.
then just use epoxy. Is that probably the best way to do it? I don't know.
I mean, some of the guys who have more experience comment. I think that sounds good. Would, but anybody else have another comment on that?
Make sure you get the incidence correct on the wing so that it's not down or positive. Well, if just get the wing in there straight, and then you can shim it like that with either balsa or plywood or whatever you're using.
Yeah, that's what these are.
Use epoxy.
Those are balsa wood or those are plywood?
These are plywood.
All right.
I just use balsa wood.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Sorry?
Something squishy.
Use balsa wood instead.
Balsa instead? Why would you do that? Just sound like
It's easier to shave down.
Oh, okay. Well, I actually
And it's a balsa anyways.
What's
The
that?
fuselage is balsa anyways, right?
Yeah.
So putting plywood there is not going to increase any resistance or any strength or anything like that.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it's more weight.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, maybe I'll switch back to that.
That's a great question. I remember in some of my builds, I had a big gap, from the kits that I was building, and so that's a great question. And you got some good builders on here telling you to use the balsa and fill it with wood, and then epoxy.
what about aero epoxy light? So you kind of glue it, fill it in, and all at the same time, because I think aero epoxy light is stronger than balsa. It's pretty lightweight, and you have to glue the wing in there anyways. What about that idea?
Or what's that called? I've never used it.
Aero epoxy light. It's like superfill. It's similar to superfill. It's a 2-part filler.
See, this is all new to me. This is the first time I've ever glued something like this. in. So,
Yeah, Brodeck sells it and it has like it's an epoxy with a filler in
One of
it.
the older players on this team, he'll turn 13 in December.
okay.
And so it's an epoxy with filler in it, and you mix it up. It's bluish in color, and it fills in gaps. So you can put fillets with it, and a lot of people are using for filleting around the wing.
So
Yep.
do you use that instead of the balsa you were saying, or do you use it both?
I say instead of the balsa, fill the gap with the air epoxy light, put it in there, smoosh
see
it
you,
in there,
Bart.
and you glue the wing and put fillets at the same time in one shot.
Go ahead, Bart.
You want to make sure that there is no monocoat where you're going to glue.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that. Len told me to do that. He said, I got it already cut out. So we're good that way.
Very good.
Tell them to use balsa wood too.
I've never used any of those fillers as the glue.
Materials.
Oh, okay, all right. Maybe it's a bad idea. No, I was just thinking outside the box. I said, man, if I would have to fill in the gap, I have to glue the wing anyways. It's an epoxy anyways. Why not? Why not? Probably just tack it in, put a little bit of align it nicely, put some little strips of balsa wood in there just to keep the wing in place. Maybe tack it with thin CA, boom, boom. And then you go in the gaps and just fill it in with your air epoxy light to make a fillet around the wing. Boom. Done.
When you say fill it around, is that done afterwards with that like a putty?
It's a potty, actually. Air epoxy light. It is a epoxy potty. That's very it's sandable too.
Here's the problem with that, the way I see it. You can only mix up so much at a time. Gluing the wing in is a critical operation.
Mhm.
I like to line it up and use a glue that dries slow, get it set, let it set, and then put in the fillets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely doable. I
Got
don't see
that.
anything wrong with that.
Make it big here, Stuart. 1 second.
That's Everglazed putty. That
No, not that. That's
that's
for
very
painting.
heavy.
Okay.
It's heavy and it's for painting.
Okay. I never used it, so I didn't know.
And that might not give you any structure or strength too.
I've used it in areas where I've got a little imperfection that I want to put in. And I'll get it in, let it set up, and then I'll sand. Most of it gets sanded out. It just evens out that imperfection. But it's really thin because it does weigh a lot. You can add a lot of weight in a hurry if you got too much to do.
And plus it doesn't do anything structurally to glue that wing and keep it in place. You want glue there. So balsa scraps and glue is your best bet.
Okay.
And I like 30-minute epoxy for that glue. Though
Yeah.
other glues will work.
Well, yeah, epoxy or, well, actually, if you use Type Bond and you wet everything, everything will swell up nicely with the moisture. But actually, epoxy is the right glue for this job.
Yeah. Okay. It's a good. There's at least an 1/8 of an inch gap in there, so yeah, I'll fill it in with some balsa and stuff. I think.
But it's important. It's important that you get that wing incidence correct. And then even if what you can do is make sure it's all the way forward in the cutout, and then where you've got your openings there, you can slip in just a 1/4 inch wide piece in there to get it up to where you got the incidence correct. Glue that. You could spot glue it with zap, and then now that's in place, it's held. Now you can now whittle down that balsa and slip it in there, and get a good epoxy balsa joint going for you.
Okay.
Once that's done and finished, then you can put on your fillets if you're going to have fillets.
The fillet stuff. Basically, what is it? What's it called? Is there a name brand for it or?
Superfill.
Superfill, yeah.
Yeah, most
Oh,
real aircraft plates like I use out here. I use spruce. What's it called?
Aircraft spruce.
Aircraft spruce. I know Sparky uses wicks, and then of course Brodax. And there might be other places too.
Yeah, they're what is it called? The Spruce Company. They're in Hamilton or something, or they're in Ontario. Craft Spruce. That's it. They're in Ontario here.
Yeah, I get that stuff. That works good.
well, the
Uh,
thing is, make sure they got a hobbyist size, because I heard once that you had to buy a large amount from aircraft food, probably enough for you to last longer than you can keep it fresh enough to use.
It does go bad on the shelf. I mean, if you don't build more than a couple of planes a year, it's gonna go bad before you can use it all. When the quantities Brodax sells are small enough that you probably can go through it all before it goes bad.
Yeah,
Yep.
the problem is shipping it to Canada. I mean, it can do it. It's just the cost gets crazy. But that's why it'd be easier probably for me to, if I can get it at Aircraft Spruce. But I'll see. I'll look into both of them.
Well, you can share it with friends, I guess. You know, that we were doing that for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's got the blue stuff? You know, we'll pass it along, and that way we'd go through it before it'd go bad. And you know, not everybody needs it every day.
Yeah.
So I understand it. It's an epoxy, but the big difference is it's very sandable, easy
Yeah.
to work with.
That it
Right.
is.
Is it come in a tube or is it?
It's a
Two
two-part.
jars.
Oh, it
This
is
is
two.
Howard Rush showing us right here. Let me make Howard big and
Oh, I
see it.
see. Okay.
There it is.
What is that, super feel?
Super Phil.
Yep.
I wondered if I ordered some of that, but I haven't used it. I'll have to go look.
Roger uses that a lot.
I've never had a crack either.
I don't like it.
What'd you say, Gordon?
I said, I've never had a crack.
Oh, Bart. Thank you, Bart. Sorry.
I do
I've
have.
never had a problem with it. Here's a story about Superfill. One time I mixed it wrong. I mixed it 1-to-1 instead of 2-to-1. Well, it took a long time to kick, but after a year and a half or so, yeah, and at the rate I build, it doesn't matter.
There's a fix for
But it did kick. So Charles, the powwow I was flying at Vegas last November,
Yes.
that's the airplane that has the 1-to-1 superfill.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'll be careful. And you also want to be careful with cross contamination. You don't want them to use the same. If you're using wood, a wood stick to pull it out to get the you want to make sure you don't use that same one to get into the other one. You'll cross contaminate
that's
and ruin it.
That's an important tip.
All right. So let me welcome Howard Rush. Are you getting ready to do some flying, Howard?
Yeah, I was, but the wind went bad. I have something to show you.
All right.
I'll turn the camera around again, and there's
Oh, wow.
a
Beautiful.
flag for the Snallygaster contest.
Nice.
Wow, that looks nice.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, where's this event going to be at?
I don't know, somewhere in the east.
That's the Pampa.
I think
That's the Pampa Regional Contest in the Northeast.
Nice. The North Beast. All right.
And the Snallygaster is the North Beast. That's the Snallygaster there. Picture thereof.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Howard, did you go all the way back there to fly beginner profile stunt?
I didn't. I made my own beginner profile stunt trophy. Just make sure I could, you know.
Oh, make sure you'd place. Okay.
Yeah. I made my own.
Howard, why don't you like Superfill?
Oh, it's kind of like old cottage cheese or something. It's I can't get it to go on nicely.
Mm.
It's I got a batch from Aircraft Spruce and used it immediately, and it seemed to be old. I said, "Is this old stuff?" No, we just got it. So that's I have some. Let me show you an application for it. I found right there at the bottom of that door. You filled it with super fill. It's fairly weatherproof. I've used it in my shower also.
Very good.
You hear that, Colleen?
But
We're up.
I don't like it for building stunt planes.
So what do you use? You use
I use super fill.
Oh, you do use it, but you don't like it.
That's right.
Okay.
Cement like that.
I mean, it's other stuff. You have micro balloons, and then you can mix that with finishing resin. Other ways of doing it besides superfill.
There are, yeah. I like Sig Boxolite. Remember that brown stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I microwave it to dissolve the chocolate chips, but after that, it was pretty good.
Boy, that stuff was hard to sand, though.
I don't remember. And then there's the white stuff that somebody was talking about. I bummed some of that from Walker once, and it was pretty good.
Cavasil?
Oh, Cavasil. Yeah, I have Cavasil, but I use that more as a filler. I mean, the thickener.
That's a filler.
Yeah.
I like that.
I still use leather.
Leather.
Yep.
No, it's okay for cows, but
Tennis shoes.
Gordon's got a saddle he cuts up.
huh?
Gordy has an old saddle that he cuts up.
A saddle.
Yeah.
Gordon Phillips.
Oh.
He's being stupid.
Uh,
I don't even have a horse.
yeah, I don't have a horse, but I've got 2 horse stalls in the shop. It came with these 2 horse stalls. Fortunately, no horses ever lived there. And I filled up one of the doors and put a people door in the other one, and yeah, use it as a spray booth and getting ready to go flying area.
Cool.
Very good.
No horses though.
Let me welcome Jonathan Carradas. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing? I see you, Joe Gilbert. I'll get to you momentarily.
No worries.
Hey, Jonathan, what's going on with you? How you feeling?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I was just having a bit of a giggle to myself. I was going to say, look, I don't bother about filler. I'm so bloody perfect. I get all my joints so tight, I don't need any filler. No.
True craftsman. Filler.
Not quite. I've tried various things, and I'm trying a 3M product now at the moment. It works all right. I think Sparky's been using a grey color version of it, which we could get here at one stage. The one I'm using at the moment's white, but yeah, I try to use as little as possible, to be honest, if I can. But yeah, I flew last week. We had a fly. 7 or 8 of us were up at the park, and I was going okay, flying in my chair, just sort of getting my hand back in, and I was using that new handle of mine, the big one I made, Charles. I showed you a few, probably a month or more ago. And halfway through the flight, I decided to change it over from flying on my fingertips, which I like doing, to getting my, a full grip.
Right.
And I was sort of struggling with that and doing okay and widening out my turns and things, because I was tending to bunt them around, get them a bit too tight. And anyway, I had a chappie out there talking to me while I was flying in the middle of the circle all the time, and I ended up planting a balsa wood tree on my second flight.
Man.
Yeah, but no damage really, just very minor stuff. Just a crack between the wing and the fuselage. Ground was very forgiving. I didn't even break the prop, but I had to dig the you know, the soil and the grass out of the engine, make sure there was nothing down the venturi. But it was good fun, and it was lovely weather. It was very calm and sunny, which was lovely. So the ground is starting to dry out here. I'm looking out there. Maybe tomorrow we might have another crack. Yeah. So
All
that's
right.
good. But I see Mark Weiss is not there. I was
Not
going to
yet.
ask him if he got my email with that stuff on it.
He might come in still. I don't know. Hopeful. Let
Okay.
me catch up on the chat box. Terry Forbes, he says, fill with balsa spaced equal on both sides. Keeping the wing leading edge aligned with the fuse. Then fill it with epoxy and micro balloons mixed to a peanut butter mixture, smooth with a finger. And that's from Terry and the Pirates. And then Terry
Good.
Forbes back with Cavasil is a thickener. You need balloons or wood dust for structure.
Yeah.
Thank
Oh, if you use peanut butter, don't use chunky peanut butter. Use smooth.
Yes,
All
yes.
right.
And lick your finger. Lick your finger.
Yeah, I remember seeing Wendy lick his fingers doing making those fillets. Yeah.
Good.
So Joe, what you been up to? Joe Gilbert, what you been up to?
Oh, we flew last week, and going flying tomorrow. I got an airplane to show you.
All
Did you make-
right. I'll
I've
make
been-
you big.
How do I do this? Okay, I got to find the. Okay, I got it. So, can you see that?
Oh yeah, look at that. That looks good.
It's been built for 10 years, and I finally spent 3 or 4 days finishing it.
Oh,
What
my
kind
goodness.
That, Charles?
Which
Nice.
model is that?
Can you tell the engine?
Yeah, Olson and Rice.
Wow.
No?
One, yes.
No.
It's a Wright Brothers engine, isn't it?
Anderson Spitfire. Anderson Spitfire.
All right.
I should,
Blimey.
Yeah, plane looks pretty.
And what's the plane?
A humongous.
Oh, right.
Yeah, humongous for old time. We ran it a while ago, and Colleen says, we can't do this unless we get earplugs next time.
Wow.
Anyhow,
I like the
it's just
color.
another
Is that
toy.
running as a Sparky or Glow?
It's glow. I didn't put a Sparky in it.
mine
Put
is-
your thumb on a table and take a hammer and hit it.
You know,
Then that's how it is running Spark.
Huh.
Yeah.
So tell me about that finish. Is that all dope?
It's dope up through the blue, but it's automotive blue and then
Mhm.
stickers and then clear, yeah.
Very
It's-
nice.
Got
Have you
polished.
flown it yet?
No, I can't. No, I
Okay.
just read a while ago. It's 48 ounces for what that's worth. I don't know if that's good or bad. I think they're a 625-inch wing, pretty good size airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
It's a 54-inch wing airplane. So something else to play with,
Looks
Yeah.
like it'll looks like fun.
That's the goal.
That's right.
The goal.
Yeah.
It is what it is. That's my list. We're going flying tomorrow.
I think probably do.
Do what?
I don't know what he was saying.
I'm surprised, Joe, that you didn't change that rudder out to you changed the shape just a little bit more. You'd have a real de Havilland rudder.
Yeah, that's the stock RSM kit from years ago.
Uh-huh.
I know I had one a long time ago, and then the belt crank pulled out of it, so I built another one. It's just an old time airplane to take to Tucson and Brodax and a few places. I won't campaign this hard. Those old
Yeah.
engines kind of valuable. I'll get it flying good enough to play with, I think. Hope it flies good. That's my hope. I hope I got the incidences right and everything flies good. That's the goal.
That's good.
I bet it sounds awesome in the air.
They're loud, man. Russell,
Yeah.
Tony and I went out and flew last week, Saturday morning, went home, went back out to the RC field and flew in the evening. And he has a car and a trailer. And he was parked about 15 foot outside the circle, that RC field. And I took off and I went by him at 5 feet and went, "Mama." I thought, oh my, it scared me. but it went by that car. Man, that's too close. So we moved it later on, but this thing's loud. It hurts your ears loud. It's I'd forgotten how loud they are.
Wow.
Gordy,
The Harley
probably-
Davidson of the year.
I think so. The people tell me that what's that green engine that's supposed to be so good? Is it Olsen and Rice, the green
Yeah, I
one?
think so.
Berwick.
Orwick is supposed to be the king, and then this is next, and the Super Psych. The Super Psych and this engine was designed by the same man, but this is a heavier, stronger motor than a Super Psych, more durable. They tell me. I've run the Super Psychs, and they ran fine too. This one was running a 12.6 top flight prop at like 7,600 level flight, flat four-stroking. But you'd raise the nose, did go to 8,600. So I'm going to choke the Venturi and plug up it's got that sub-induction porting. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
So I'm going to plug those up to try to tame it down a little. It jumps up on the stick pretty hard when you raise the nose. I had to do that in my other one, so I'll do it on this one too. It's just, you got to learn what it wants.
How are you blocking off the subport induction?
Take a piece of soft aluminum, like flashing aluminum,
Yeah.
maybe 1/4 inch wide, and bend it and smash it to fit the jug. Then take a wire tie and wrap around it and pull it tight.
Oh yeah. It works.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh, when you do it, look, I'd like to see what you did.
Oh, I can show you. You want to see it? I'll show you. I'll be back.
All
I'll be
right.
back.
Thank you, Joe. You have another question, Stuart?
No, I'm good to go for right now, I think. That'll get me through on what I need.
Hey, Stuart, here's a quick thought for you. If you use superfill for the first time, Howard's
Yeah.
right, it can be difficult to spread. But if you missed a little rubbing alcohol on it, it's very easy to spread and
Oh
smooth out.
yeah.
All right, thanks. That's good to know.
Superfill does well with water that way too.
Okay. Yeah. I've seen guys put silicon, not on models, but around bench sinks and things like that, where they get an ice cream stick and they have a squirt bottle with a little bit of detergent in it, and that works really well with the detergent just helping to flow it across. And I wondered about water too. So you don't
Gordy.
want too much.
Gordy, tell
Sorry.
them what you got, the tool you got for that.
Well,
What's
I was
that?
going to talk about the engine. I'm running the same engine he is, and I run more of a two-stroke, but I'm using about 3% nitro with in my fuel, 25 caster, and it seems to run real fine. Lots of power. I got a big airplane. So
Gordy has a little tool. He
Yeah,
has
that's a good tool. That's that cake.
there you go, right there.
Yeah, okay. That's what-
Delete.
so I'll use that.
You can buy a set on eBay or someplace else, the cake decorating tools, and they work good to make fillets, different size balls.
Yeah, I got like 4 sizes or something in these. So
I got a set of them. I just use water.
Okay, Joe.
I lied. It's at the airport. I can't show you.
Oh, okay.
The engine I had, it's in a stand. And I took it to the airport and put it out there at the upstairs in the office, and I can't show you. It's just a piece of aluminum about, not more than a 1/4 inch thick, flashing, real soft aluminum. And I just bent it to fit around those sub-induction portings, and then take a wire tie and tie it on there, and it seemed to work fine. And plug up the Venturi. You've all done that. Take a little round stick and put a notch in it and snap it in on the needle valve to
Yeah.
take space up,
Yeah.
Like a broken prop.
Yeah, there you go. That'll work.
Mm.
Well, What engine do you fly at Tucson, Bart, in your humongous?
I don't have a humongous. I've got a bigger airplane. I can't think of the name of it.
Oh, you got Floyd Carter's airplane.
Yes.
The Wild Man.
Wow, man, thank you. I'm running
Yes, yes.
64,
The what?
65, same engine you're running.
Same engine, yeah. They're a good, strong motor.
They are. And you're right, they're noisy.
Oh my gosh, I forgot how bad it was.
Charles.
And they'll
Oh, sorry.
you can run a little nitro in them. They'll take 5% easy. You know, they're stout.
They are. I've been running 3%, but I might up it a little bit.
Yeah, if it's running fine, leave it alone. It's all good. They don't need a lot of nitro for sure.
They run really well, except when you want them to.
Right.
The ignition, I'm telling you, that ignition, your britches, panties are showing all the time, dude. You're just one solder joint away from a catastrophe any given minute.
Go ahead, Jonathan.
All right, sorry, I interrupted. I thought he had finished. Hey, Sparky brought up an interesting topic on the floor, you know, where you write in, and about storage of airplanes. And I've got to the stage now where I'm storing them upside down on the ceiling. And I took a photo, but I didn't have time to do anything with it. I was gonna, you know, send it through. There's my Fokker Wolf hanging upside down by the garage door.
Right.
I got them on little little bungee cords, so they've got a little bit of tension to pull them up, you know, into the ceiling. And yeah, if you hang them up upside down, they get grubby on top, which is the bottom, so it doesn't quite matter so much when you turn them over. They're easy to clean up, you know. So yeah, I thought I'd have to share that with you. I've run out of wall space in my little man cave.
Yes. Yeah.
But it is a problem because you end up smashing them up more in the storage and movement and you know, that sort of thing than you do on the airfield if you're not careful.
True.
Sure.
Yeah, I have a couple planes hanging upside down. No, actually, they're just on the ceiling. I have them hanging from the ceiling in my garage because I'm running out of room. I have 10 airplanes in my garage.
Yes. There's nothing like pushing your chair back in your man cave and you hear that horrible sound.
Oh no, no. Or how about if you back into a number 11 blade?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've done that once. What do you got there, Stuart? What do you got there? I saw it was green.
My new toy. It's for my stooge.
Okay.
Oh,
I had one of those, you know, just the thing where you had to wrap the line around, right?
Right.
So I went online and I found these. They're kite reels. So basically, it's got a lock here.
Yeah.
You turn. Let me see here. There's just a little lock in there, so you could unlock it, and then all you do is you hang on to this. And there's a guide here at the front, and it just, oops, usually works.
mhm.
I got to get a smaller string. The cord's too thick, but then you just walk it out. It goes
Okay.
real
Very
fast.
nice.
And then when you're done, you just roll her up.
Right.
So it just makes it easier. So I thought, well, I'm going to go for it. So I bought it. I think it was Canadian. It was like, I think might have been $18 or something. So I like it.
Handy.
What's that?
Very handy.
Yeah, it's just every time I go to the field, I got it's almost 4 foot by 4 foot piece of plywood with a stooge on it. And I kind of need that partly because where I take off, it's nice to have that smooth board big enough that because of the grass isn't the greatest and it's not cut sometimes that short. So it gives me that little bit extra to get going, but this just makes it faster.
The good thing about that too is when you go to Hawaii or somewhere, you can drag a lure behind the launch for a swordfish.
Yeah, I'll fly over a pond and maybe catch a couple.
Yeah, I have something that I use for my stooge. I don't know what it's called. Usually it's like for a chalk line. And it has a crank. It's really
Yeah.
small, convenient. That's what I use.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
What are they called? You know what they're called?
String line,
It's called a what?
chalk line.
Yeah, so the chalk
Yeah.
line has a
Yeah.
little thing that's wind up, and that's how I use it. So I
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I never thought of that one. That's a new one. It's just-
replaced the chalk line with Spectra,
Okay,
and it's bright so I can see it, and it's nice. I can roll it up when I get done.
okay.
A lot
Actually, that's-
smaller. It's it
Smaller.
fits in the palm of my hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
I have a comment from Tony Dallas here in the chat box. He says, I watched Sparky's Magnum build and learned lots of tidbits. After a year of watching Sparky, I realized that I am unable to stop watching Sparky's live show. Do you guys have any guidance for me?
We do have a recovery program.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. Well, hopefully you
Recovery
are
program.
building while you're watching. Sparky would like for everybody to not only watch him, but be in the shop building. That's kind of what I do. When I have a chance, I'm working on something while I'm watching Sparky. And it's nice when you're doing the same thing he's doing. Like if he's, and if you not, there's so many builds, you can find a build that's right where you're at. If you're putting the wing in, you can go back to his prior builds and see when he's putting the wing in, how he did it. And it's good.
On channel 2, Colleen.
And the original Steve Smith in St. Louis is here. Hey, Steve, thanks for coming in.
Hi, guys.
Hey,
Hey,
how you-
Joe. Joe,
Yes.
Sparky and I are planning on coming to your contest in Tulsa.
Good. We'll treat
Yeah.
you some ways you'll like one of them. Good show. Outstanding.
When's your contest, Joe? Why don't you tell us about your contest and your event?
It's the last full weekend in September. The
Yeah.
24th of September this year, but it's always the last full weekend. So if the last full weekend was the 31st and 30th, that'd be it. But this year it's 23rd and 4th, right, Colleen? Yeah, 23rd and 4th. And there'll be people here Wednesday practicing and playing, and we have a good time. It's all good. Trimming
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
fine.
You
and
got the
stuff.
camera fixed?
No, Bob passed away, and there's
Yeah.
none of us educated enough to fix that camera or don't know anybody we could even pay. Bob just had a magic touch with that, and he just built it in his head. And if you hired somebody, I don't think it'd figure it out or not. So I think the camera's probably over, I suspect.
Bummer. So the weekend before is our contest in St. Louis.
Is it?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
And then that's the same weekend as Canton, Georgia also, but I'm not going to Canton. Tom
Yeah,
Dick,
it's the same weekend as Canton
Yeah,
and
it's just-
somewhere in Ohio, but both are outside the 300-mile limit.
it's 1,000 miles to go to Canton for us for a two. It's just,
Wow.
and I'll be busy mowing grass and trying to get stuff ready. And it's too close for me to leave town for that long to go
Yeah.
to Canton. But Canton's a good contest.
So Sparky says the wind is bad in Tulsa.
Not all the time. Not all the time. If it's blowing 7 mile an hour across the trees, you get your attention.
Yeah,
Sometimes you'll have 3 or 4 mile an hour winds and not a factor. And then we flew all day Saturday and never had over 8 or 9. And it's okay.
that's good. Yeah. Long as the trees aren't stirring it up.
The trees can stir them up a little bit sometimes, but just make sure you got line tension everywhere and it'll be okay, Papa.
Yeah, the trees and whatever in St. Louis at Booter Oh, man, we got a mess.
Yes, you can have.
You've been flying, Steve?
Oh, yeah. We had a club meeting at the field last night. I got a few flights. John Garrett got a few flights, and Mike Willman got a flight on his Cosmic Wind. And Dan McEntee got a couple flights on his ARF Nobler. Yeah, we had a good time. And we are celebrating the National Model Aviation Day tomorrow at Buder Park. Control line, RC, rockets, and maybe even drones.
But not all at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Different areas of the park.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we got a big park, and we're pretty happy with the facility there.
It always looks nice.
Yeah.
Nice place.
You've been doing some trimming on your Vector. I know that last time I saw you flying, you was working on it. You've been trimming it out more or what?
Well, I had to replace some connectors, and my son, my adopted son, Steve Smith, helped me put some new connectors on my batteries and also on a harness for the arming plug. So I got to put that back together and hopefully fly it tomorrow.
All right.
We are supposed to have thunderstorms overnight and maybe into the morning, but tomorrow afternoon will be supposed to be okay.
Very good. Hey, Gordon, I want you to know I did what you recommended. I moved the push rod up on the elevator horn, and it flew better. I did notice the corner was a little bit cleaner, and thank you very much. That was a great conversation.
Oh, good.
I'm going to just raise it up and keep raising until I don't like it in the morning and go back, just to kind of see what the maximum is, as far as performance.
You got to play with them.
Right.
Richard Oliver called that wasted flights. You got to waste a flight to know what you got.
Yes. Now, as far as your ratio, Joe, you don't use 1-to-1, or do you use 1-to-1, or it varies?
I don't. It's not mandatory. Whatever makes the airplane do what I need it to do. I find that different weights of airplanes and different size of flaps need different ratios. That's just me. I don't know that there's one best.
I'm 100% with you there.
I've never used 1-to-1 in my life.
He builds light airplanes, I can tell you already.
Yeah, that's true.
Not always.
Not always.
1-to-1 was when I was in Korea, I built a green box Nobler, and it turned okay, but not a real sharp corner. So I've never used one since.
Jim Rose did that, and he cut into it, moved it up a hole.
To me, if I'm going to go to all the work, build an airplane, I'm going to put every adjustment I can put in it. If it costs $20 more, man, that's nothing.
That's right. Matter of fact, my next plan, I'm going to put that Paul Walker flap adjuster in. That'll be new for me.
I've never done
I know Dennis Dennis Nunes, ever since he did it, he's put it in all his airplanes. And he did a little demonstration at the contest last weekend. I don't think I have a video of it, but you know what I'm talking about, Joe?
I do not. I mean, I heard of it, but I never seen one. But I can't. I sure wouldn't fault it. Anything you can do to make it better is better.
Yeah, so it's really neat. I have to. It's a really neat. It's a push rod, and then you can just go into the side of the fuselage with a ball end screwdriver, and you can adjust the flaps. And you know,
To raise and lower them.
yeah, one moves, one's adjustable,
Right.
and it's a pretty neat system.
Yes, I would think so. It takes a lot of effort to get the bell crank bent properly, to have your 90 at the right height and a true 90 off the back of the wing. There's lots of issues right there that takes a little effort, in my opinion.
True. And we have Steve McBride. Hey, Steve, how you doing? You're muted, but thanks for coming in.
Hello.
Hello.
How's everyone? How's
Doing
everyone?
well. I know you're doing well.
Doing very well.
Imagine you and your fiance are making plans and
Yeah,
working things out.
working on it. She's telling me how much she's trying to get out of, how much planning she has to do. But I'm telling her that don't work that way.
Be careful.
She says, all I'm supposed to do is show up and walk down the aisle. And I said, no, now you got to get all together with the girls and do the whole girly thing and planning. I did my job already. Just make sure I just stand down at the altar and wait for you to get there.
All right. So you've been doing anything with airplanes?
Not too much this week. It's been a busy week, but I will this weekend. I want to use the new takeoff strip that they gave me on the field there. So I want to definitely get out there this weekend and practice on that.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Enough, and it took me 10 years for them to pour it and put it down. I'm definitely going to use it now.
Outstanding.
Very nice. So that takeoff section is on the grass section over there.
On the grass section, yeah, because that's the circle that we have set up to use all year round. So they want to make sure that if they're going to give me anything on that park property, it's going to be for something we're going to use all year, not just during the contest event of the 4 days. So they made it beneficial to that point because I kept harping on them saying the field's not capable of flying on because it's not suitable. I don't have a takeoff strip. I don't have a landing strip. It's all on even ground. Give me one. And I've been making my own self-help ones for years. Now they finally got it together and put one together and made me one for the club. So that's a good deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to push them. You got to stay on their case and consistently ask them nicely, but don't let them get away from you.
So I remember last year at Las Vegas, we had the pits in between both circles.
Correct. Still will be.
And I'm not sure if it was south or east, but is it
north and south? The way the runway is north and south.
Okay.
The way that runway sits in the two circles were there, and where the pits were was north and south.
Let me see if I might have the picture of the new I'm trying to find the picture of the new takeoff section. I think your dad sent me an email. I thought
he put it on that. He put it on Facebook.
Yeah. Okay. So let me share this real quick. Hi, Belinda.
You're caught.
Yeah, but you're busted again.
Yeah. Everybody's saying, oh, they're all waving to you.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. All right, so here we go. Let me show you this new development that Ruben worked on. I mean, that Steve and Ruben probably worked on for 10 years.
Oh, outstanding.
Is that big enough? Can you guys see it? I can't see what I'm sharing.
10 feet wide, 40 feet long. Then they got into there, they took all the wood out and the stakes, and they made all the grade completely level. So it's not there's no edge where the runway is or anything. They have leveled off the grade completely with the runway.
Very nicely done.
All filled in. So I think that's a nice setup there.
Yes, sir.
That's workable. to fly on now. Before I had you see that just there, I just had that dirt and rocks that were there.
Oh,
That's
nice.
all I had to take off on. And I just kept making a little self help pad on there with the club to do that. And I kept asking them for something like this. Finally, we got something. But I think that's really workable.
Very much so.
That's too big to double up as a carrier, isn't it?
You can make that on a carrier deck if you want to. You can put the sandbags on that and make that a carrier deck.
Yeah.
You can put sandbags on each end of it with the string and link them across and make a carrier deck. Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, that'd work out good if you ever want to hold a carrier meet.
Yeah. That could be definitely done with it. And the nice thing I had to do is they set it a little bit offset from the grass. So it's about 10 feet in from the center of the circle. But they did that also to keep it off of the grass area. So it accommodates for the combat flyers.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a win-win situation to help everybody.
Great.
Good job, man. Good job.
Thank you.
Hey,
It'll be
Yeah,
up.
that looks nice. Now I got something to practice on. I lost the IKEA lot that I was flying in, which was right around the corner from my parents' house. They totally tore that up. Now they're getting ready to build that Ashley Superstore. So they're with my flying field. I wanted to go over there and tell them that that's not on the plans. But
messed
they
it.
didn't. That ain't gonna work.
Where'd you go? You ready to watch the news?
Hi, Colleen.
Hi.
We're gonna get off and watch the news, y'all.
No problem. Hey, thanks for coming in, Joe.
Good seeing y'all.
Good seeing you.
Oh,
too.
Joe
Hey,
and your
y'all.
wife, I said also thank you for your kind words and comments.
No worries, dude. You done well. I'm proud of you. You're doing
Thank
a
you.
fantastic job, Ruben.
You seen the pictures of the proposal?
I don't know that I did.
I told
Oh,
Yeah, she's calling on Facebook. She told me, yes,
yeah.
yes.
I have a video. I have a video, Joe, on my
What a
YouTube
better
channel
place
of
to
the
put
proposal.
somebody in the proposal, right smack in the center of attention on the circle.
wrong.
It's a good introduction into
So
control.
the question comes to mind then, are you gonna get married during the meet there in Vegas on
No,
the circle?
no,
No?
that's not that way. I want a more.
All right,
formal
Joe.
wedding.
Thank you, buddy.
See y'all.
Take
See
care,
ya.
Joe. Take care,
Bye.
Joe. No, that's not
Thank-
gonna be that way. I want a more formal setting wedding, so it's not gonna be that way. I'm not gonna have her walk down the runway.
Okay.
And it's a 500-foot runway. I could put the altar on one end and make her walk the whole 500 feet.
The band would be tired by the time she got there.
I told her too, she's Filipino. Filipinos have very big families. I said, if I did it there though, I got no problem inviting the whole family. I got plenty of room to put them all. Just bring your own chair.
Yeah.
Very good. So right now we have 22 viewers and only 20 likes. So, I mean, not only, but we had at one time we was higher than 22 viewers. So if you haven't smashed the like button, please do that. Also consider the super chat. We haven't had any super chats. And if you wanted to do the subscription to join the Stunthangar YouTube channel memberships, the bottom tier is $4.99 a month. That's what I'm doing personally. So please consider doing that. And there are 2 tiers above that as well. Hey, Howard's back. Hey,
Howard.
Yeah.
Howard.
Filipina, you are going to get fed really well.
Oh, you ain't kidding. Don't I know? Don't I know
yeah,
she feeds me very, very well.
If her family is near,
Yes.
you're in business. Yeah.
Oh, the family's all near
Great.
within a block or two radius all around town, actually. And yes, it's make sure you eat. You get up in the morning, you got good breakfast ready for you. Make sure you're eating lunch. They make sure you're doing that and come home, dinner, snack times, desserts, everything. The works. Oh, you definitely get fed very well.
Yes.
They treat you like gold. They treat you like gold. It's a beautiful blessing.
Great.
Very good.
And yeah, we go to I've been to a few of their family gatherings, and they have a potluck setup thing where everybody bring something, and they have a buffet style setup. And I'll tell you, the food is immaculate, but more than all you can eat.
That is good.
They sent
Yeah.
some home with you, didn't they?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. If you want to take some home with you and everything, because they got more than they know what to do with what everybody brings with. Like
Yeah.
4th of July, we just had a recent party on that. And we brought fried chicken, and somebody else made a big stew thing. Another person made ribs, another person made this. So there was so much there, you didn't know what to do, what to eat first, and how much to eat, how much you could.
Yeah,
Your eyes got bigger than your stomach, but you ate.
Yes, I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, you're familiar with that. I know that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, it's beautiful.
All right. Anyways, what, John?
You got a new airplane there.
No, you never seen this?
No.
You know why? Because you always keep on point. You always talk about model aviation. That's why. I actually clicked on the wrong person. I meant to click on me. Yeah, this is what I use to help us get back on point.
Well, she's a new member of Control Line, so
Pretty
you have
cool.
to introduce her correct with the proper respect.
So that's kind of what I do.
There you go.
Back. Yeah. My wife did that to me. Anybody have any questions or comments about model aviation?
Hopefully, Monday night we'll show you a couple Pathfinders in one piece.
Oh, that'd be great.
Gonna try.
Yes. Monday. So you'll be in Arizona Monday, right?
No, I'll be here. I'm leaving
Okay.
Thursday night at midnight for home.
All right.
I got to share if you want to guys want to see something.
Thank you very
interesting.
much, Tryon. Thank you so much. Let me make you big.
There we go.
All right, yeah, give me a second.
All right.
Okay, where is that? Zoom. Just give me a second.
All
Okay,
right.
all right. Share screen. All right, this is my vector art vinyl cutter, and right now I'm just playing with this stuff that I need a checkerboard so I can do my checkerboard. And this is
that's your Griffin.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's gonna go in a nose. So it's just fun to play with this stuff.
Very
And,
nice.
in order to make this, I have some colors. So as you can tell, this is the beak and some stuff in the feet, right?
Right.
And those triangles here that are like targets, right?
Right.
So when I do the first one, I'm gonna leave the triangle in there. And when I overlap the next stencil on top of it, I'm gonna align the two triangles. So everything else is gonna fall in place.
Oh, okay.
And this is gonna be done with a gold leaf, basically. Gold leafish material.
Wow.
I have that all kind of colors. I have bronze, I have silver, I have gold, I haven't decided which colors are which, right? But I'm going like I'm thinking maybe the beak and that's the claws, make them with gold. And I'm thinking silver and bronze here. Some combination of them. Maybe keep the silver and the dark one bronze color. So have it's gonna look pretty nice, hopefully. So yeah.
Very good.
Yep.
So you just downloaded that Griffin off the internet? Is that how you did that?
I grab the picture and then you say vectorize and it just kind of smooth the edges and does its magic over here and is doing its own interpretation of it. And yeah, as you zoom in, you can see like it does this automatically. That cleans up the edges, makes the lines and so on and so forth.
Nice.
Right.
What
So-
program is this?
This is vector art.
Very
So
nice.
yeah, just go on internet and just go on internet, find a picture that you like, whatever. Like for example, when Howard was showing us that trophy for the Northeastern, right?
Right.
That the art of the the lion looking thing, right?
Right.
Yeah, you can just grab it from internet from a picture, just bring it in here as a whatever is drawing, whatever, and you say vectorize, and you're gonna put lines on the edge of it and just make it ready to cut.
Very
So
nice.
you just cut it after that, stuff it in your. But what I like to do here is like, for example, I would print this out first on a piece of paper, and I take the piece of paper and stuff it on the side of the plane and see if the size is right and whatever. You might want to make it wider, taller, whatever.
Right.
So you can just play with that in general. In general, and this is what you see here. This is the master, has everything inside of it. So from this master, I copy and paste, and I eliminate the stuff that I don't want to have.
King size?
And
Oh, really? It's over, huh?
so that's how I that's how I came from here to
Oh, like if you like to pull it away,
bad.
pull it over.
That's how I went from here to the individual colors, right?
Right.
So that's one. This is another one. So this will be the silver, and I have the same triangles on all of them.
Right. Wow. So it'd be perfect when you get done masking and painting. That'd be great.
Yeah, because you have to align them somehow. These are called for registration, for registry. So alignment. And obviously you can change the orientation, you can rotate it a little bit and whatever, but once you put the first one in there, you definitely want to leave these triangles in there. So when you come with the second one, and it's nice if you have like a transparent mask, so something you can see through easily.
So try in this vector art program, and it's got me curious. You're taking a JPEG or a PDF or something and are able to vectorize it that nice?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. That.
Oh no. This is actually I'm sorry. This is Vinyl Master Cut, 4.3.
Okay.
It's Vinyl Master Cut, but it's no, it's my bad. This is very vector art. I mean, it's for the vector, my vector plane.
Okay.
So I saved this. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I just saved it.
I was thinking maybe we're here now. We can take a photograph or a JPEG copy of a set of plans, run it through this, and it's now vectorized, ready. It's in a DXF or not DXF or a DWG file and can be used in the AutoCAD.
Yeah. Yeah, I can import in here DWG files, AutoCAD files. You can import JPEG images. You can actually do something like this. Let's say you go to the internet. You see my internet? Do you guys see my screen now?
No, I just
I say Griff. Okay, so or like say medieval symbols. I'm like that. I'm just shooting on the hip, right? So there you go. And just can search some images, maybe something that you like here. Say you look in here and say, "Ooh, I kind of, say I like that," right?
All I'm seeing is just the Griffin, Tryon.
Yeah, all I'm seeing is a Griffin.
Oh, my bad. So let me see.
But I'd like maybe one of these days stay after hours with you and I'll when I'm not so tired, I'll talk to you more about it, because this is kind of what we've been looking for. Something if we can do that clean, if we can take a JPEG or some workable image file,
yes,
and vectorize it that clean. See, right now, if you if you.
I had a pretty
recognize
bad
one-
image, to be honest.
Pardon?
I started with a pretty bad image.
Well, that's clean. That's impressive. That would make it possible to digitize into the DWD or DXF files
Mhm.
all of the plans that Pampa has,
Mm-hmm.
and they would just all you'd have to do is copy them on a wide frame copier.
All right, now we see what you're trying
There
to
it is.
show us earlier.
Yeah, so this is what I was, this is what I was talking about. Like, you go here, look for something. You guys see this?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So if I find something you like, whatever, grab your, say you like this, for example, and say copy image. Then you can probably go back to your save it as. I mean, save it as something, so then you can open it in your Vinyl Master. And you can clean up out of this image whatever you don't like. Say you want to work with this dragon here, you like that one, or maybe you like this line, which are kind of cooler, to be honest. I like this. I mean, this would be super simple to do on a plane and just put some black edge around it with gold leaf, for example. And you vectorize it, put it in a Vinyl Master. You can scale it up and down after that, just zoom it in and out. Print it on a printer as is, and cut it with a piece of cut it with scissors and stuff it on the side of the nose or wherever you're gonna put it, on the tail, on the fuselage, on the wings, and you can take a look at it like, I kind of like it, or maybe too small, too narrow, too wide, I might want it taller or whatever, and play with it, And once you get the right size that you really like, then you can just run with it. I mean, I'm looking at this picture here, like I really love this guy here. You see that in the
Yeah, I see it.
No, I thought you might like the one on that same row, but on the far left there, the two-headed piece.
The next to the horse.
No, right. Go to the left of the or go right above the dragon where you got right above there, that two-headed bird. That one.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, any of this symmetric stuff will look very nice on the wings.
Yeah.
That will look great on top of the wing, right?
Yeah.
Like this standing up, like the horse, the one next to the horse. The wolf, that will look nice, very nice on the tail of the plane, right?
Right.
The horizontal stuff, like the dragon, the lion.
Are those images copyrighted, or are they open source?
I don't think anybody's gonna sue you for anything. Just copy an image and save it as, and you can stuff it in and just delete whatever you don't need.
Yeah.
Or just grab one that's not. I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna just chase you around for that.
So, Tryon, so you print your own vinyl? You have a vinyl cutter?
Yes.
Okay. But if you didn't have a vinyl cutter, could you do that and then just take this to like Fast Signs or someplace and they could cut you a mask?
Pretty sure they can do it.
Nice. Okay.
Take the picture with you, go over there, or maybe take the picture, crop the picture to eliminate everything you don't need, right? Save it as a new picture. And at that point, I don't think anybody's gonna mess with you with copyrights or whatever.
All right, very cool.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I really like this this one here, second row down, third from left to right.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I mean, to put it on a wingtip or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe your name vector, and then just stuff it that in the center or something like that, or you make the double horse like this, one mirror image, instead of have a checker on the root of the wing, you maybe a white strip over there that's like a V, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of it, just put the horse, or just put this image next to the horse. I really like that one. So this is like a griffin, a standing up griffin. That's
Right.
really nice. I really love that one. To put the griffins like that in mirrors, looking at each other. Like so if you look from top of the plane, cool.
Yeah, very cool.
I'm shooting ideas out there, right? So, but
I appreciate it. That's a good idea. And
I'm
old
gonna stop
control
sharing.
line pilot, he gave us a like. Thank you, Bob Whitley. And he's also a member of our YouTube channel. Thank you for your support. I appreciate that. Anyways, gentlemen, I'm thinking about ending the live stream. We can continue on in the after party, but I want to thank everybody for coming in. We had a really good conversation about the clunk tanks early on, and then we went into superfill and had some good dialogue about that. So I appreciate it very much. So today's Friday. Come back Monday. It's the weekend. Hopefully, you have a chance to do some flying. I know Joe Gilbert's going to do some flying. I think tomorrow, and some other people can do some flying. Hopefully, you come back and tell us all about it. And until then, fair winds, tight lines,